Alright, in this video we're going to show you how to hang a custom cut screen door onto its hinges.
There it is. Now let's see if it fits. That's the most important thing.
Alright, this is a custom cut door. We had to use a miter saw to cut it down to 73 inches from 80. And now we've got to make sure that it fits into the door jamb that we installed. And it's got a nice tight seal. So that's what we're doing. We're seeing if we did a good job on construction of this door.
Wow, that's pretty good. We're going to have to a little bit of adjustment here because it's wider at the bottom.
The latch side of the door jamb is not yet screwed into the actual frame, so that later, after we have the door attached to the hinges, we can adjust it for a nice tight seal. Alright, the door can't be resting on the concrete, so we use wooden shims to bring it up by 1/4 of an inch so that it fits in there and it'll swing nice and easily once you've got it hung. So once we've got the door in there balanced off the shims, what we're going to do is we're going to take those hinges, pull them out, and mark the top and the bottom hole so we know exactly where we have to drill. Alright, so we're going to mark it on the outside of the door, but we have to actually drill the holes on the inside for those hinges. And we're going to do the top and the bottom one first, and then we'll drill the holes afterwards once we put those two hinges on.
Looks like 12 and...
Measure twice and drill once.
So we've marked it there. It's 12 and 5/8 out to the first one. And then we're going to drill them directly inside there. Room for the head right there.
So you want to make sure that your screw head fits in there and doesn't pinch it.
Well, that's beyond 90 there.
Yeah, so it should
So
work.
I
Let's
think
see, let's try it again. Put it in there. Let's smush it against there.
That's as far as it goes.
I guess that makes it, that should work.
Alright, so we've got to measure the top and the bottom perfectly. And we want to get that top hole drilled right, and we want to get that bottom hole drilled right. It's got to be dead center where that hinge is going to rest in that groove. So we only drill out the top and the bottom hole, and then we'll drill the other ones once we put the door on. Alright, so these two holes that we drilled, we're going to attach the door to with 2 screws. Then afterwards, we'll drill the other 4 holes and put those screws on once we make sure the door fits properly. And notice on the side of the door, there's a groove where that hinge is going to set. Alright, so we have wooden shims on the concrete. So the door is going to balance just off of that shim. And what we've got to do is we've got to get a screw into that bottom hole first, and then we're going to put a screw into the top hinge, top hole, and then the door will be secure to the hinges, and we can drill out the other 4 holes and put the screws in. But it's really important that you get that first one in the bottom and the first one in the top in before you can do the others. Alright, so we got the bottom one in, now we got to get that top one in. And that's what we're doing right now, although you can't see it from the camera because I have to hold the door. I couldn't hold the camera too. Alright, so now we've got the bottom and the top screw in and the door's hanging. And it looks like it fits pretty good. We're going to slide it back in and see. And yep, that works good.
Yeah, we did it.
Alright, so the door fits, and now all we got to do is drill our other 4 holes, which we're doing right now. And then we're going to put our screws in there, and then that door will be hung.
Nice. Well, I'm just trying to do what you want me to do.
I don't know what you're doing.
Trying to help you.
You already lost me at
Trying to, oh, shoot. I let go of the door again.
You lost me at let's make a movie about this project.
This is going to be a big winner for you, and you could get an Academy Award. All right, now we just got to put the hardware on. So we had to pull this sleeve here out a little bit, so the door matches a little more symmetrical all the way down.
So the door jamb is adjustable, and what we're doing is just pulling it a little bit because we had a gap and we want that door to look like it seals really tight.
That brought it a little bit closer at the bottom. It's got a little bit of a gap in the center. I think it's still going to work.
So we stabilize it with this clamp so that we can drill a new hole and get that jamb a little bit tighter.
Nice. Kicked it out.
Get it?
Went back in. Okay, that's close enough.
So anyway, we pulled the jamb out just a little bit so that we could close that gap on the door, and we're just drilling a couple more holes in there, and then we're going to set the screws in there to lock it in. And once we've done that, we'll have our jamb completely locked in and our door, and that's how you hang the screen door.
Oops.
Of course, you got to get that screw in there, so here we go. And this is, I think, the last screw, and we are done, ladies and gentlemen. Our door's hung, and now we have to put all the hardware on.
So what we're trying to do is get this gap on this sleeve here a little bit better centered so that it's more balanced. But I think it looks pretty good.